Because I noticed that whenever a couple would come to church to get prayers for, being with child, having fruit of the womb, etc., etc., a lot of the prayer points would focus on the woman's anatomy. They would be
Why is it that society always expects or just feel like women are the problem when it comes to fertility issues in a marriage? You see, people, society, even families turn to the woman and be like, what happened? Why have you not given us our grandson? Why have you not given us children? Why is there no noise in this house? What is going on? And they forget that before you can make a baby, two people must come together to make that baby. If one person is not okay, there's not going to be a baby. They forget that even men have issues with producing babies, and sometimes they also pressure women and be like, give us a son, give us a son, give us a son, as if it's the woman that actually determine the sex of the baby. In fact, it's a man that have to contribute to make the son come out. But no, it's the woman that will suffer for not giving the husband a son. You guys, I have a video to share with you all. I have a video to share with you all. This lady was narrating the incident that happened between her mom's best friend and the ex-husband. They were expecting her to have the baby, and they were disturbing her. They were praying and fasting and all of that. But eventually, it was the man that has the issue. Let me show you the clip. Don't come back and talk about it.
whenever an African couple are having issues conceiving, being with child, etc., etc., there is this unspoken rule that it is the woman's fault. In fact, let me say Nigerian before someone says I'm African, and people in my culture don't do this. And this is something that's really frustrated me ever since I was 14 years old, because I noticed that whenever a couple would come to church to get prayers for, being with child, having fruit of the womb, etc., etc., a lot of the prayer points would focus on the woman's anatomy. They would be praying for her womb. They'd be praying for her physiology. I noticed that none of the prayers would ever address the man. They would never address him having any problems. It would always be her. Lord, I pray that you give her. Lord, I pray that you do this for her. There would never be any onus on, him. And me being the science babe that I am, I decided that I was going to do some research, because this is before ChatGPT days, when you had to actually read an article to understand something. And from my research, I found out that 30% of the time when a couple, 30 to 40% of the time when a couple is having issues with their fertility, it is issues that lie with the woman. And 30 to 40% of the time, it's issues that lie with the man. And the rest is literally unknown. So I presented my findings to my mum, another science babe, and she said, Nifemi, you raise such a good point. I have actually always wondered why the onus is always on the woman when it pertains to fertility issues. Then she told me a story. My mum told me that long before she had me, she had a friend that got married in her early 20s, and about 5 years into the marriage, they did not have a child. They were having issues conceiving. The fact that they didn't have a child bothered everybody. It bothered their pastor, it bothered the wife's family, but it particularly bothered the husband's family. So much so that my mum's friend, the wife, and the husband were attending weekly prayer meetings in the husband's family home with his parents and his siblings, etc., etc. However, my mom's friend told her that a lot of the prayer points were very subliminal. They were literally subliminals. Number one, they were only praying for my mom's friend. They were only laying hands on my mom's friend, number one. And number two, they were saying things in the prayer like, this woman will not join our enemies to disgrace this family. This woman will not be the reason that this bloodline ceases, etc., etc. This started getting really upsetting for my mom's friend. So she insisted that her and her husband go and see a fertility specialist. After a series of tests and a long time, they found out that the man had oligospermia and the woman was fine. For non-medic people, just know that oligospermia doesn't make you infertile, but it is going to make it damn hard to conceive. It is going to make it damn hard to have a child. So my mom's friend told my mom this, and told my mom that she told her husband to let his family know, but he refused. He refused to tell his family, which was making the attendance of these prayer meetings a lot harder for my mom's friend. To top it all off, they were also going to church where they'd been praying for them to have fruit of the womb for a long time. And she said not a single man of God actually prayed for her husband. They were only praying for her. After a year of attending prayer meetings, my mom's friend got very, very, very frustrated, so decided to confront her husband's family. She didn't actually tell them his diagnosis, but she told them, how are you so adamant the issue is with me? And in that prayer meeting, his family insisted that he leaves her and marries a village girl or he impregnates a village girl and they pass off the child as my mom's friend's son or daughter or whatever, so that this woman can stop bringing disgrace on their family. And that is how my mom's friend left the man. She said, you know what, we're done. His family were like, you know what, good riddance, this woman is bringing so much shame to the family. Obviously this man was begging and begging and begging and begging for my mom's friend back, but she said, no, you couldn't stick up for me when it came to your family, we're done. My mom's friend also decided to leave church because she didn't like how the pastors handled the situation, and she also doubted their prophetic and spiritual gifts, because she said if they were so spiritual, how come they couldn't see that my ex-husband actually was the one with the fertility problems and not me? Like, why were they continuously praying for me? Why were they not praying for that man? 3 months after the divorce was finalized, my mom's friend's high school sweetheart just so happened to be visiting Nigeria from the Netherlands. He relocated to the Netherlands or Germany after he finished university. So he's like to my mom's friend, oh, I thought you were married, etc., etc. And she was like, nah, I checked out of that marriage a long time ago. So they rekindle things, and they did what grown folks do when they're grown and they're dating. So a few months after this, she meets up with my mom and she tells my mom, bitch, I'm pregnant. And I vividly remember my mom telling me that she was not impressed with the fact that they were doing the deed despite not being married, but she was so happy for her friends. There's more. My mom's friend was pregnant with twins. Spring became summer and summer became autumn, and my mom's friend gave birth to 2 beautiful baby girls. Now this ex of hers, his family was getting him to sleep with village girl after village girl after village girl after village girl. One of them was even 19 years old, and after all of the grown folks activities and fucky, no child came to be. So eventually it gets back to my mom's friend's ex's family that my mom's friend gave birth to 2 twins. Instead of them thinking, oh, the issue was our brother, the issue was our son, etc., etc., they started giving this woman witch allegations. They told anyone who would listen that this woman was a witch who stole her ex's glory. She was a witch who stole his glory. She was a witch who ruined his destiny. They would not accept the fact that the issue was not the woman. The issue was actually the man in their family. I know this lip gloss is amazing. Amazing. Topicals, you did your thing. I'm very well aware of the fact that this story literally sounds like a Nollywood movie, but I promise you, I don't get anything from lying to strangers, and this is just a story that my mom told me. And as a result of this conversation that I had with my mom, she ended up challenging the pastors about praying for the men as well, because they be having fertility issues too.
Religious sometimes cause issue. I remember when growing up, my mom's church, they'll tell you women that are looking for fruit of the womb. Women that are looking for the fruit of the womb, come outside, let's pray. You see women hold their tummy and run outside, you will never see a man. Men don't look for fruit of the womb. You see them hold their tummy to pray. You see when couples just put to bed, you see the mother-in-law or family members try to bring a lot of concussion, but after they've tried to peep and look at your tummy and they see that your tummy is not growing after a year, there's a problem. To start cooking concussion for you and bringing it into the house so that you can drink it, so that you can conceive. Nobody cares about the man. Nobody is interested if the man is okay. In fact, if you marry an uneducated man that does not even have sense, but only that he has money, he himself will also be pressuring you and telling you you are the reason whereby I cannot produce children and all of that. They don't reason that these things can happen to men as well. Men usually have low sperm count and other things that they cannot, there's no how you will not get pregnant, even if you are very okay as a woman. A lot of the times when I hear some stories about husband and wife that put to bed after 10, 15 years, you will see people saying, oh, thank God, the woman was unable to bear children for 10 years. And God finally did it. The thing is, how did you know it's a woman that could not bear the children? How did you know she's the one that could not bear? What if it's the man that he keeps working on his or keep taking medication so that things can happen? The way society just turn everything, the kind of pressure they put on women is crazy. The kind of pressure they put on we as women is crazy. They expect you to get pregnant. They expect you to be the only one that will have issues if there's no pregnancy. And when you get pregnant, they expect you to do everything. After pregnancy, you're supposed to do everything. You're supposed to even determine the sex of the child. If you keep giving birth to girls, you have a problem. You have a problem as a woman. You should learn to give birth to a boy or something. They see the thing is just crazy everywhere. Just as how they do with marriage as well. You guys, you will never see a gathering whereby pastors will tell the men to wear suits, or if you know that you're a man, you're looking for a wife, come for prayer and fasting. Men don't fast and pray. Okay? Women say there was a particular time, I think sometime last year or 2 years ago, a particular video was going viral on TikTok. These pastors told the single ladies in the church to wear their wedding gowns and come and pray. So they're not married though. So you want to get married, but you don't have a husband, and no man is ready to marry you at that point. The pastor is telling the single girls in the church to put on a wedding gown, go and rent a wedding gown, dress as if it's your wedding day, then come, let's pray for husband. It was just single girls that were there. Men were not there. Men were not there to pray for wives. They give me that pressure, like you are the one that need this thing, you're the one that need this marriage. However, it is men that actually need the marriage more than women. Guys, this particular thing actually usually happen, or is currently and presently happening to a particular woman in her home, that she there's no children and she's having pressure from family, friends, pastors. She's fasting and praying, she's casting and binding and all of that, and she's not the problem. Even though they go to the hospital, she's still the problem. They will still paint her that she's the problem. Look at that woman's story. Even when they knew that it's the man that has the issue, they are saying that she has just jazz on the man. They will still blame you as a woman. You guys, this is a short clip as I share with you all today. Just a short gist. And I just want to know, like, why is it that we women are always blamed any small thing? Why have you not have children? Why you not have children? What about the man? Do people actually think women are the only one that will just open their eyes and close it and they are pregnant? Let me know your take on this video down in the comment section. Respectfully, Chuga Mara Davies, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one, right? Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.